Good evening to all. I'm Vijay, so environment faculty. So coming to our 2022, the mains GS paper 3. So I'm going to discuss about the environmental questions. So totally we had around 3 questions. So 2 questions is from the Conference of Party of 2000, that is the 26th of the UNFCCC. So on the climate change, and then 1 question we had it from the air pollution. So if you see the level of question, it's a very basic level and it was directly from the current affair. So last 1.5 years of time. So here, the first question is, explain the purpose of Green Grid Initiative launched at World Leaders Summit of the UN, that is the Conference of Party 26 UNCCC in Glasgow in November 21. When was this? Then that was the first part of the question. The second part of the question is, when was this idea of first floated in the ISA, International Solar Alliance? So here you can start with the introduction. That you can even start with the ISA. It was first floated in 2018. So in our ISA, we have this one sun, one world, one grid. Actually, that is what OSOWOG, and that is the initiative of India. When you come to the UK side, the UK has a green grid initiative, GGI. So here, both the country leaders have joined together and said that we are going to have a common program. It is the GGI-OSOWOG. It is nothing but whatever the International Solar Alliance, the policy we have brought it, that will be, merged with, not merged, it's something, associated, collaborated with the Green Grid Initiative. So this is what you need to start with it. So basically, it is to bring a global grid connectivity. Okay, so that's the first part. That's the first introduction. You can tell it in anywhere around 20 to 25 to 30 words. Then the question is purpose of Green Grid Initiative launched. Minimum we can discuss minimum 7 to 8 purpose. So the very first purpose is to bring a solar grid infrastructure. That's very important. So here throughout the world, we need to bring the grid connectivity. So wherever you generate the solar power, wherever you want to use it, whichever the country you want to use it, yes, it can be connected. So across the world, we have to do it. So this, we are going to do it in 3 phases. In the first phase, so here, when you come to the Indian side, Middle East, South Asia, and also some of the Asian countries we are going to develop. In the second phase, we are going to connect with Africa. In the third phase, is a global connectivity. So that can be the first point you can write. The second is the main purpose is to support our Paris Agreement and also to control the climate change. The third point is it is to stimulate the green investments and also to create more jobs. And the fourth point you can also discuss about creating more financial instruments and at the same time bringing more investments in the micro, of course, in the micro grids and also in the rooftop solar. And apart from that, this particular purpose is also to bring cutting edge technologies and also the transfer of technology from the rich country to the developing country or thing. And apart from that, it is also going to reduce your carbon footprint and at the same time energy cost. And apart from that, the next point you can also discuss, it is also going to support your global the net zero emission or net zero vehicles. That also it is going to support. And the last point you can discuss, it will have a spillover effect. So this global grid connectivity, so through enhancing the energy, clean energy, through enhancing job creation, investment, it is going to have impact on the poverty. It is going to reduce poverty. It is going to improve the drinking water supply, sanitation, and also food security. So these are the points you can discuss. So totally it is only 10 marks on 150 words. So I think these points are more sufficient. The last point, you can talk about the challenges. So the challenges, the 2 challenges you can discuss, last point. So the one is, that this particular solar power, it is going to be only the morning time, that is the daytime, and also the seasonal variation, weather also depends on. So that's one limitation. And apart from that, we are investing a huge money on the grid connectivity, on the grid infrastructure. Now, if there is any natural disaster, what is going to happen? So that's the one challenge, 2 challenges we have. So 150 words, 2 sides. So you can give the maximum content. Okay, now coming to the second question. Describe the key points of the revised Global Air Quality Guideline recently released by the World Health Organization. Then how are these is different from the last update in 2005? Then the third part of the question is what changes in India's NCAP, National Clean Air Program, are required to achieve this revised standards. Okay, so when you start with the introduction, you can tell this particular stringent WHO norms of this 2000, the latest update is going to be, that is a 2021 update, is going to have a better impact on the air quality In turn, it is going to control the better air quality. In turn, improve the health and the environment. So you can start with it. It's going to be a stringent norms. Now, when you say how it is different, the second part, you have to discuss how it is different from the last update. So here, definitely we have no other option to just discuss on some of the data. So at least some of the prime data you can discuss. So 2005, second is the 2021. So if you try to compare the 2005, 2021, so especially let us take the very important criteria pollutant PM 2.5. So it was 25. Now in the 2021, it is 15 units. Whereas PM 10, it was 50 to 45. 50 units in the 2005, they have reduced to 45. When you take a nitrogen dioxide, it was not set in the 2005. Now in the new measurement, they have set in the new 2021, they have set it as 25 units. Sulfur dioxide, it was 20, now it is 40. But whereas the ozone, which was around 100, the same 100 is maintained. It is a 8-hour mean. But whatever I have discussed in the previous one, it is a 24-hour mean. Now, so this is the standard. Now, how it is going to impact on the India? So for that, first thing you can discuss about the NAAQS, National Air Quality Standard, Ambient Air Quality Standard. So here already our national NAAQS is not up to the WHO, because if you see the data, suppose if it is 25 to 15 particulate matter, 25 to 15 it was reduced, but now our NAAQS is only 60. So still we are maintaining at 60. So it's going to be very high. It's very high. And if you see particulate matter, so the new standard says 45, but our NAAQS says it's 100. When you come to NO2, it is 25, but we are maintaining 80 in our NAAQS. When you come to sulfur dioxide, it is anywhere around 40, but we are maintaining at 80. So now, how well it is going to impact, the WHO guideline is going to impact our Indian pollution? Of course, not so, because already our national air quality standard is not in line with the WHO. Second is National Clean Air Program. So here, when you have to discuss about, you have to tell what is the criteria for a national clean air program. It is around 20 to 25% or 20 to 30% of reduction of particulate matters. Okay, by 2024 at 2017 level for the 122 cities, especially the non-attainment cities, at the 2017 base level. So here, the first thing, we are not very clear, this 20 to 30% reduction, how much it is going to have an influence on the NAAQS. So that's the one thing. The second thing is, actually the National Clean Air Program, we have tried to copy or borrow from the China. So China has such a program. You have to explain that China has such a program. So it is a 25-year program where they have reduced 65%. Now, if the question is about how it is different from and what changes. Yes, if you bring the NACP as a 25-year program with a more target-oriented, then definitely it can reach the WHO. This is how we can conclude. So basically, we have a plan. We have started with a 5 years plan. It is 2024, but actually the original India idea of NCAP is for 25 years. So we will start with 5 years, then we'll go for 15 years, then we'll go for 25 years something. So what we have to do is, like China, we have to take it up 15 years or something. We have to aggressively, for 15 years, we can also reduce for 10 years or something, aggressively do it. By that way, 60-65% if you reduce it, there are more chances that we can meet the WHO norm. So this is what actually we have to conclude in this question. Okay, coming to the last question, it's a 250 words of 15 marks. Describe the major outcome of the 26th session of the COP of UNFCCC, the Glasgow, and what are the commitment made by India. So the first part is a very major part. So here you can discuss as a point wise you can tell. So when you come to the outcome, so what are the discuss? The first thing is we have decided on the ending the deforestation. We have taken a commitment. So here the one thing is all has said that we have lost more than 250,000 square kilometer of forest. We have lost it. So here the target is anywhere around 2030. So we have said that 2030 we have to completely stop this deforestation to slow down. So that is the first point, 20 words you can write it. The second one is reducing methane emission. That's a major commitment we have done. So we have said that even though carbon dioxide is a major focus, so methane is also one of the strong greenhouse gas which has a high global warming potential. So here we have taken a resolution, we have taken a discussion, we have done a discussion on reducing the methane emission. That's the second point you can mention. Actually, as an offline, they have also done a global methane pledge. That also you can mention. The third point you can discuss about the infrastructure and resilient resilient infrastructure for the climate change. So already we have a coalition for disaster resilient infrastructure. That discussion also was there. That also you can mention. The fourth one you can mention about the grid connectivity. So that all discussion also is there. That's the fourth point. The fifth point you can discuss about the financial instrument. That is, they have decided that we have to align the financial instrument for the net zero 2050. So you have to mention about the net zero 2050. So for that, they have taken a discussion. They have done the discussion that all the financial instrument has to be aligned towards the net zero 2050. That's the fifth point you can discuss. And the sixth point, they have also discussed on the abandoning the IC engine and reduction of the accelerating the coal reduction, and also reducing the financial instrument for coal, any coal financing or something. That fifth point you can write it. And apart from that, yes, the one major decision which was taken on the Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. So the international carbon mechanism. Yes, that decision they have taken it. Of course, they have concluded the Article 6 of Paris Agreement. In that, the two things you can mention. The first thing is they have accepted for the carry forward of the CDM, carbon credits, that you can discuss. The second is they have also accepted that double counting, we will try to control it. So that is one in the international carbon emission. And then they have also taken that this Paris Agreement should be in a common time frame like 2025-30. So there should not be any changes. So if there is anything, a plan for 2050, we have to decide by 2035 to 40 itself. So that's a common time frame. And also they have also decided on the transparency. These many points you can write. Okay, with that you can also write. So you can, if you write it, it will come anywhere under 150 points or 150 words something. Then what is missing? That also the point we have to write. The first thing is NDC commitment is insufficient for keeping the 1.5 degrees Celsius. That point mandatory you have to write, because the UNEP and all says that if you don't go by the, if you don't take up more NDC commitment, probably we may even breach more than 3 degrees Celsius. That point we have to write. Second is financing. The developed country financing to the developing country, poor country. No, we don't find much, information that. So there is no proper pledge and all. Then the third important point is loss and damages. The Warsaw International Mechanism for Loss and Damages. Even though that discussion was taken that US has never pledged, actually US and all said that it's going to be a financial burden. So they said that this dialogue, the loss and damages dialogue, has to be taken in a separate platform, separate dialogue. It should not be within the COP. That is what US has said. That is mean the rich country is trying to escape from the financing for the loss and damage. That point you have to mention. Then the next point is about the more pledge. The India, the other developing country says that the common but differential responsibility. So still it is maintained. The rich country has to take more pledge. So these many points you can discuss in this. And then what is the India commitment? It's a factual point. So you have to write it. The one is, as we told, the 500 gigawatts by 2030 through the non-fossil fuel. So that you can describe. The second point is about the 2030 fulfilling all our, by 2030 we will fulfill all our 50% of the energy demand, okay, through the renewable energy. Then of course we have said that we will bring the carbon intensity reduction by 45% by 2030. That's a major target India has given. And the fourth one is, we have also said that we will cut the carbon emission by 1 billion tons from now until 2030. And apart from this, and also achieve the net zero. Very important. The fifth point is net zero carbon emission. We said it's 2070. So based on the financing and other pattern. And apart from that, already in the Paris Agreement, we have given a good amount of targets. So whatever the NDC we have given, the same NDC you can write it. So if you write it, it's going to be 250 words. So more content you can find. Okay, so that is about the 3 questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.